everyone, it's Laynie and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, I'm so glad that you're here, and if you're returning to my channel, oh my goodness, thank you so much. It means the world to me. If you haven't clicked that subscribe button, go ahead, click the subscribe button, join the Lash Fam. You will not regret it. You guys, I am on a mission to get organized, or actually, I think I'm basically nesting. I think I've hit that stage. I've been really trying to get my house organized before baby gets here, and I've been trying to get my beauty space organized before baby gets here, because I want my beauty space to be my little retreat, my little getaway, my me time, and I just want to come down here and know it's organized, it's easy for me to use, and I have everything that I need to have fun with makeup like I did today. It's been a little bit since I've played with color, and it just does something good for the heart when you just throw on a fun eyeshadow. I don't know, I'm feeling good, I'm liking it. But I wanted to run through my makeup inventory. I started doing this last year because I'm trying to keep more checks and balances to my collection. So if you want to hear more about my makeup inventory, where I'm at, what I've got, then just keep watching. So yeah, like I said, I just really want to be organized, and I want to be so cautious about my purchases. I want to really be aware of my makeup collection. I think that was a problem I was having when I still received BoxyCharm every month and then BoxyLuxe quarterly, and with my buying of makeup, because it's hard to never buy makeup. It's so fun. So I was just really, oh, there's a dog hair. There's always dog hair here. Just ignore that. I was just at a spot where I had so much stuff. It was like I didn't know what I had, what I needed, what I didn't like, what I loved, because it was just overwhelming. I honestly don't know how the big YouTubers do it. I saw Laura Lee just did a massive declutter. I saw Taylor Wynn just did a little declutter. I don't know how they balance having that much makeup. At one time, I thought, oh, wouldn't that be fun to have so many options? But honestly, I think it's really overwhelming. How do you really ever find your staple products? How do you really fall in love with a product? Because you have so much stuff, I don't see how you're ever using it more than once or twice. So I am on a mission to make sure this space is organized and cohesive, and I am aware of what is in my collection. So I feel like a makeup inventory really helps me with that, and filming this videos helps me because I can go back and look at the previous year and kind of see what I had. So if you want to see what I had last year, I will put a link down below. I definitely had a lot more stuff. I recently did a very large declutter. I got rid of a lot of stuff. So if you want to see that, I'll also link it down below for you guys, because I feel like this is a brand new makeup space to me, you guys. Like, that's how big of a declutter I did, and I'm much happier with having less stuff in my collection. So anyways, let's dive into my makeup inventory. I'm not really a perfectionist in the sense of like record keeping or like bullet journaling or things like that. I'm kind of a perfectionist in wanting my home to be a certain way, and I can be a little overzealous with that, but I didn't do anything fancy, so don't feel like if you want to do a makeup inventory you have to do anything fancy. I have seen really fancy makeup inventories, but mine was just a basic tally mark system where I went through everything and marked down what I had. So just took my nice little green pen and went to town. I don't have everything in this drawer. I have a few things sitting out. I'm also in the process of working on my hospital bag, so I'm also kind of stashing a few makeup items in there. But as far as powders go, I right now have 6 powders, and that is not bad to me. That's not overwhelming. A couple of these have been opened, so I'm focusing on using those first. One thing I've kind of realized in the last week, honestly, with playing with some new products, I really like having a tinted powder, like a foundation type powder in my stash, and a translucent powder. I go in with translucent powder under the eyes to set my concealer because I can get real creasy, but I really like having a little bit of color in the powder for the rest of the face, because like today I'm using the It Cosmetics CC cream. I think it's a CC cream, and I really love it, but their light shade is a little tan for me. Their light's pretty tan, honestly. So then I went in with an e.l.f. powder that was lighter, and I was able to kind of balance it out. It's not perfect, it's not an exact match, but you know, it's doable. So that's another thing, like keeping my collection smaller, I'm really able to figure out what works for me, what doesn't. I can really make those decisions and discern what products I really need and what I don't really need. So I have quite a few translucent powders in here, so I will not be needing that. The only thing I could see myself adding to this is some type of foundation type powder. Excuse me, sir. I keep my concealers in the same drawer as my powders. Right now I have 7 concealers. I would like to see this one diminish over the year. It's not overwhelming. I don't feel bad about the amount of concealers, but I don't really need 7 concealers. Concealers can kind of take a little while to use up, especially if they're more pigmented. I don't use a lot of concealer. I mainly use it for kind of brightening the under eye, sometimes the center of the face. I don't really use concealer for spot concealing very often. So I would like to see this diminish. I would like to figure out what concealers really work well for me and for my under eye. I would be very happy to have like 2 concealers in my collection by the end of the year. That would be really nice. Like 2 ride or dies, 2 concealers that I love. Primers! I am a big fan of primers. I don't know, I always prime. Do I think it's a necessity? No. But do I think it can really help your makeup game? Yes. Especially if you're like me and you have large pores. Comes in real handy having something smoothing go on before your foundation. So this is including eyeshadow primer and face primer. Right now I have 11 primers. Do I need that many primers? No. I would like to see this diminish. Quite a few of these primers I did receive in BoxyCharm over last year, so that's the only thing that with BoxyCharm I'm like, okay, I love the idea of getting stuff in the mail every month, like it's so fun, but it's not always so specific to what you need in your collection, so I would like to see this diminish. I don't see it growing. I've got a little bit of everything here. I've got some hydrating ones, I've got some smoothing ones, I've got a spray primer, I've got a luminizing primer. I feel like I have a little bit of everything. In one way that's going to be really good. Over the year I can figure out what primers I love. So I would like to see this diminish. I'd like to have maybe like 5 primers, you know, a couple matte, couple smoothing, a couple hydrating, but I definitely don't need 11 primers. Now, since it does include eye primer, I'm always good with 2. I always have 1 set all over eye primer and then a glitter glue on hand because you never know when you want to play with glitter. Setting sprays. I love setting sprays. I basically use one every day unless I just forget. Right now, I only have 6 setting sprays. Actually, I think I have now 5. I used one up recently and I'm almost done with this one and I'll be down to 4 setting sprays. I do go through them pretty quick because I can be pretty heavy-handed. In the winter I definitely use more than I do in the warm months. I just love how it melts everything into the skin. I love going in with a spray and then patting over top with a sponge. Especially one pregnancy thing is it can make you kind of hairy. Now it's just like peach fuzz, but it seems like way more peach fuzz than before, and so I actually go in with the setting spray and I take my handy dandy little Tarte sponge with the flat side and I push the hair down because otherwise I feel like it's just sticking up everywhere and it looks like I have like a peach fuzz beard. So I love setting sprays. I've been using them a lot. I'm totally fine with 4. By the end of the year I'd be pretty pleased with having 2, 3 in my collection. I like having some variety. I don't want to always have to use the same thing. So I think 3 is kind of the goal there. Brows. So this one is a major decrease from past years. I have 1 brow product right now, 1 actual brow product. It is a brow gel. It is the Kush Brow Gel. It is in my hospital bag. I don't have any other brow pencils, nothing, because I started thinking about it and I was like, why do I need a bunch of brow pencils, brow powders, all of this stuff, when I can go in with eyeshadow and do the same thing? So I literally have been using eyeshadow to do my brows and I think it works out just fine. Mascara, I currently have 3 in my collection. 1 of those is in my hospital bag. 1 is a new one I'm using today. I've been on a hunt to find like my staple mascara. I am struggling with that. I really want to stick with drugstore because I love the pricing, But I don't know, like this one I'm using today, it's fine. My lashes look nice, but I want some like lash, and I feel like nothing is giving it to me, but I also don't want waterproof. So I'm really struggling to find my ride or die, not waterproof mascara. So if you have any favorites down below, please let me know. Eyeshadow palettes. This one is still a lot in my opinion, but way down from last year. Right now I have 14 eyeshadow palettes. Ooh, that's a lot. I did buy 2. They are included in here. I'm not opening them up for a while. I bought the 2 Jaclyn Hill palettes when they were on sale Black Friday because I'm such a sucker for the original. And then I was like, but it was only like $19. So I was like, I'm going to get the other one too. Did I need them? No. But I have 14. I would like to see this one decrease a little bit. I think 10 eyeshadow palettes would be like a good amount to have. I think that's not overwhelming. It gives you plenty of variety and colors to pick from. So yeah, I think 10, but last year I had 28. So definitely an improvement. I definitely got rid of a lot. So I'm on my way, but 10 is kind of the goal, I think. So for just individual pan blushes, right now I have 3. Last year I had 11. It was really hard for me to get rid of blush because I don't know, blush is one of those things you don't go through, but it's such a staple in my makeup look. Like if I don't wear blush, I just don't think I look put together. I don't think my look is cohesive. So it's hard to get rid of those. 3 individuals is fine with me. I do have a couple face palettes. We will talk about that. I honestly have 2 colors I am looking to add to my collection. I feel like I'm missing a little bit more of a lavender tone. I think it would be fun to play with on occasion. I think lavender blush would be super fun to play with, especially in the springtime when pastels are all the rage. So I would like to throw in another lavender, and then I'm really intrigued by that yellow, like golden toned blush by NYX. I have no idea if it'll work for me. It might look horrible on my skin tone, but I've seen pictures and I think it looks so cool in the summertime. So I think I will be adding to those. I think 5 though is a happy number for blush, and I would be fine stopping there. So I could see that one growing just a little bit. Individual bronzers, I only have 1. I have so many face palettes that have contour bronzer in them. I decluttered all my old bronzers and I'm not buying any more until I use up some of these palettes. The only bronzer I have is a stick bronzer. It's the one cream product I have. I always am drawn into the cream because it's like all the rage, and I'm like, why do I do this? It's not really perfect for my skin type. Face palettes. This is face palettes including blush palettes that have like blush and highlight. This could be bronzer, contour. It's just all over face palettes. Right now I have 8. Last year I had 7, so somehow I grew this since last year. I don't know where that one came from. I don't know. I'm guessing BoxyCharm. I'm not sure. But I definitely want to see this one dwindle down. I really don't think I'm going to do face palettes in the future. I'm having a love-hate relationship with face palettes. There always seems like there's 1 or 2 really good shades in there, like a blush that's perfect, or a contour shade that's perfect, or a highlighter that's perfect. But then you don't touch so many of the other products because they're a little bit supposed to be more universal, like fair light or medium dark. Like it just gets a little bit wasteful. So after I finish these up, I'm sticking to individuals, whether it's, okay, yes, I do have an individual bronzer and an individual contour, and then my blushes. But I'm really not into the whole face palette thing anymore. So hopefully this one will dwindle down by next year. Highlighters. I currently have 7 highlighters. Now some of these are multi-pan highlighters, so maybe you could put them in the face palette category, but I separated them because they're solely highlights. There's like no blush in there, there's no bronzer. 7 is not bad. One of those is a Duochrome Palette, and I honestly use it on my eyes more than I use it on my face. So it's not terrible. I would like to see this dwindle down though. I use highlighter still, but I don't use it as heavy-handed as I used to, and I don't always use it every day. Kind of depends on what mood I'm in. I think I would like to have 5 individual highlights that are like my perfect highlights, no highlight palettes. Besides the Duochrome. I love having one of those because I love doing a little pop of Duochrome the inner corner. So I would like to see this one dwindle down a little bit. Lip liners. I went crazy on my birthday last year and I bought the jumbo box from ColourPop. I think it had like something crazy, like 50 lip liners or something. I mean, a lot. It is nice having variety, but it's actually overwhelming because there's so many. They all kind of blur together. I definitely won't be purchasing any lip liners this year. I have 45. That's a lot of lip liner. Last year I had 18, so I knew there were some shades I was really missing in my lip liner collection, but I probably didn't need to go so radical and buy the big box of lip liners. So this one, do I think it will realistically dwindle down? Not unless I just declutter colors I never reach for, because lip liners are also one of those things that I feel like are so necessary for some looks, but I don't use them every day and they take forever to use up because you literally use the littlest amount ever. Lipsticks. These are all bullet lipsticks. I have 17 lipsticks. Last year I had 25 plus. I had 25. I'm not sure if that was liquid or bullet plus 19. So I either had 19 liquid and 25 bullet or vice versa. But I had a lot. I did a lot of decluttering. I only have 17 bullets and I only have bullet lipsticks now. In some ways I really miss liquid lipsticks for their longevity and how they don't come off, but I have found with myself I just prefer a cream lipstick or a soft matte lipstick with how it feels on my lips. I'm also not someone who feels like I'm doing anything special enough that I really need my lipstick to last all day. Worst case scenario, I reapply. Honestly, most days I just don't reapply. I don't worry about it. I don't sweat it. I'm like, whatever. So liquid lipsticks for me, the big downfall was the fact that I can't disinfect them. I can disinfect a bullet lipstick. I cannot disinfect a liquid. So that is why I made the decision to keep them out of my collection. It is so hard not to purchase liquid lipsticks because like all the fun colors come in there. They're always releasing new stuff. Like I saw NYX released a new one that's supposed to be like Ultra Stay Put. It looks really beautiful, but I'm just like telling myself, nope, 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 nope. You got rid of the liquid lipsticks for a reason, so stick to it. I could see this one dwindling down my bullet lipsticks a little bit this year, but I honestly am pretty happy with where I'm at. There's actually 3 colors I want to add to my collection, and I miss having a purple, a hot pink, and an orange in my collection. I don't wear them a lot. They're literally like 3 times a year type things, so I know it's a little wasteful, but I love a good bold lip once in a while, and I just really miss having those, so I think I will probably end up adding 3 lipsticks to my collection this year. Glitters and pigments. I cut this one down big time. I had way too many pigments. I bought like all of the Kathleen Light Zodiac collection pigments. That was a mistake. Never again. I really don't envision myself buying pigments ever again. They're not something you can use up. They're pretty, they're very impactful, but you can never use them up. It's so wasteful. So right now, between pigments and glitters, I have 8. I would much rather have my little glitter pans so I can put on a little glitter glue, tap it on top of a look if I want that in your face reflect instead of a pigment. I'm not doing pigments anymore. So I would actually like to see this one reduced down at the end of the year. If I haven't used up the pigments I currently have, I probably will just declutter them because by then they'll be like 2 years old, I think. So I hope this one comes down. And then gloss. I have quite a few gloss. I have 11. Last year I had 30. So I made big progress with glosses. I love a good gloss, but like how many glosses do you need? If I'm gonna wear a gloss, it's usually with a nude lip, and so my nude glosses are kind of universal. You can kind of pop them on top of different nude lipsticks to get the look you're wanting. Once in a while I want to do a red over top of a red lipstick. I mean, gloss, I don't need that many. I hope to have this one come down this year. I don't see myself buying any gloss because I started thinking about it and I was like, why don't I just buy like one really good clear gloss and just have that and put it over top of whatever I want. These are the things I stay up at night thinking about. And that, folks, is my makeup inventory. I feel very good about it. Like I said, there are a few little tiny things that I feel like I'm missing in my collection, but overall I am really, really happy with where I'm at. I'm feeling organized. I'm feeling inspired again. I'm like ready to play with makeup. So that is where I want to be. That's what I want this space to be all about. So yes, you guys, that is my inventory. I'm excited to check in at the start of next year and see where I'm at, see if I've reached some of those goals. Hopefully I haven't triple fingers crossed here. Hopefully I haven't made any poor decisions and bought stupid stuff and stocked my collection with crap I don't need. That is definitely the goal for this year. I'm gonna be kind of broke since we're having a baby, so I don't think that should be a problem, but you know, on those nights where you're up late and you're tired and you're stressed, sometimes, you know, online shopping can get the best of you. But not this year. I'm putting my foot down. I hope you guys enjoyed this. As always, please try to stay positive, because at the end of the day, that is truly all we can try to do. Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful day.